Hi, I'm Mike Gubby. I'm about to install a beautiful ceiling mount sheer curtain, and I reckon I'm going to do it in less than 5 minutes with tools that you already have in your garage. It's truly that simple that I believe that anyone can do it. So the tools we need is a tape measure, is a small screwdriver, is a pair of long nose pliers. We need a hammer. We need a cordless drill. We need a spare bracket and a little packer that we're going to supply for you. We need our bracket cover caps, which are in there. And we need our screw, which is supplied by iSeek Blinds, and Mike's Choice wall mount anchor. It's all we need to get this installation done. So I'm going to go up there, let's look at our clocks, and let's see exactly what the method is. So now we've got our tools right on our tool belt, we've got everything we need to complete this installation. I'm going to take you through on a step-by-step process. So step one is we're going to mark out our bracket positions. Now we know with the quantity of brackets we're going to put on this track here, the distance between our brackets is 600 millimeters. So I'm going to start 100 mils in, and then I'm going to measure every 600 mils, and that's going to get our brackets looking perfect and level all the way through from left to right. So now I'm going to take out my small pointed screwdriver, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hole into the ceiling exactly where the bracket screw is going to go. That's where we're going to fit our wall anchors. Now I'm also using this 1.5 mil packer because I don't want the bracket to go hard up against the cornice or hard up against this edge here, because we're not going to be able to fit our cover cap. So I just use this little spacer just to bring the bracket 1 mil off the face, or 1.5 mils off the face of the cornice. So let's go ahead and do that now. So now we've marked out exactly where our screw holes are going to go, it's time to install the Mike's Choice wall anchors to secure the curtain into the ceiling here. Now, because when I put my little pointy screwdriver into the plaster, I didn't hit any timber. So I'm going to go ahead and install a plaster anchor, or Mike's Choice wall anchor, all the way into all of the holes here. So now our wall anchors are secure and they're all perfectly balanced and level. It's now time to install the actual curtain track itself. So I've pre-fitted the brackets onto the curtain track, and now let's go ahead and do that. Now, if you do have a really long curtain track with a join, I really recommend that you need 2 people to be able to lift it, because the join is the weak spot of the track. But in this instance, there's no join, it's about 3.5 meters long, so we're ready just to go ahead and do it. So let's start getting our track installed. So you can see when I put the screws in for the first time, I only put the screw in just a little bit, just to get it to hold the track to the ceiling. So therefore, I'm able to see over the top when the screw goes in to make sure it goes perfectly in the center of the anchor. Now there's another really important reason why I do this, is because at this point here, I can now move the track from left to right to make sure that I've got it centered perfectly right between the 2 cornices. So at this point, I can just give it a little push. And once I'm happy with that position, I'm going to go ahead now and just secure it all the way to the ceiling. So now my track is secure, it's time just to put these beautiful little bracket cover caps just to hide the bracket and make it look real neat. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now with our long nose pliers, we get to fit our little wands. Now on this curtain, because there's 2 panel curtains, we've got 4 wands to fit. So let's go ahead and do that now. We use the pliers to push the little gap in, and then we hook the wand. So the last step, and now the fun step, is we get to fit the beautiful curtain to our track that's already installed. All right, so let's go ahead and get this beauty out of the bag. Now this is the Charlotte fabric, and this is the cool white color. So let's go ahead and get it straight on the wall. So now I get to hook the curtain onto the runners, and these little pieces here, these are called the runners. But so when you do this, it's really important that you work your way from left to right or right to left, but you do not miss one of the runners, because if you do, you're going to get to the end and you're going to have one left over, or you're going to have one hook left over, and you're going to have to go along and pull them all off and put them all back on again. So make sure that you don't miss one of the runners. So let's just start from this end here. And I'm just going to start clipping them on. So now that my curtains are hung and I've got this beautiful puddling effect, all the hooks lined up perfectly with all the runners, but you can see the curtain's a bit sort of skew-if. Doesn't have that perfect S-flow shape. So now we have to play my favorite game, which is called the back front game. Now an S-fold curtain, it always starts from the wall and it goes through the perfect S's and then it returns to the wall. All right, so let's get this one here and start from the wall. So we're going to turn it back. And now we're going to play our back front game. So you can see I'll go back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back, front, back. All right, so a good way to see it is when I hold it together just like that, you can see my perfect pleats perfectly and even right across the front. So I know that's been done perfectly. Time to do the other curtain. So that's how easy it is to follow the beautiful, simple, step-by-step process. I don't care who you are, anyone can do what I just did and get a beautiful Charlotte curtain, S-fold, 200% fullness, looks fantastic, beautiful puddled effect on the bottom. Anyone can do it. Thanks for watching.